Up next on SciFiantasy, Halloween group build, part 5. Hey everybody, it's Kenny Conklin from SciFiantasy.com and welcome to another Modeler's Tube video. So, what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be doing more work on the Grim Reaper after I stripped him down, and we'll show you what I got going on with him and we'll do a little work. I may spray on camera. I really don't like to spray on camera because I got to keep the camera fairly close so you can see what I'm doing, and I don't have anything protecting the cameras, and I don't want any overspray getting into the mechanics of it. So most likely you'll see I'll start a little bit and then I'll finish it. This way you can see what's going on. But before we get over to the bench and do that, let's go through a couple announcements or things I want you to know about. If you haven't yet, go check out Lynn's channel. It's Metalhead Minis on YouTube. They're going to be having a giveaway of 2 Badger airbrushes. I think it's a $185 value, and it's a Sotar 2020 and a Badger Patriot 105. You've seen me use my Badger Patriot. I love this guy, and I also have the Badger Chrome, and I have a Badger Crescendo 175, which I have over 20 years now. All great airbrushes. They really do a phenomenal job. Next up, don't forget, we have our Halloween build going on. That's what we're doing now. If you're still interested, you have a little bit of time to build the model and get in, and you can do that by coming over to SciFiantasy.com and registering over there and joining the group build. And if you don't register, you can still be in the group build, but you're going to have to get those pictures to me because I can't really go searching every social media site for the pictures. It's going to be easier to send them over to me, and I can do the video and stuff like that. But I'll have a separate video about that later on. And the other thing is the Secret Santa, which we're holding over at SciFiantasy.com. That you have to be a registered member for. If you haven't, check that out. Come over to Modeler's Tube, go into the Melissa. You don't want to go into Melissa. No, stay away from her. Go into Miscellaneous and check out the video over there about the Christmas Secret Santa gift swap, where this is our 2nd year doing it. So come over there, register, check it out. And I apologize, the site is a little slow. I'm trying to figure out how to get a super fast server so we can have that thing going really quick and you're not sitting there waiting for it to load up. Now that it's gotten bigger and we have lots of pictures and stuff on there, it's a little slow, and I apologize for that. So enough rambling out of me. Let's get over to the bench and check out what I'm doing. Well, here's the Grim Reaper in all of his glory in primer again, and I actually appreciated all the creases on here, inside his arms, over there too, inside his head over here, and we appreciated the stuff on the back. And I had actually a good question on Facebook. How do you appreciate black? Well, if you're going straight black, you're not going to be appreciating the black itself. What I'm using is, for the black, I used, if you can see it, Ammo's Flat Black. And this stuff, I love Ammo paint, but the tip dry on the Ammo paint is just ridiculous. I don't have that problem with Tamiya. I get tip dry with Tamiya, but not like this. So actually I'm going to have another video to show you how I take care of tip dry. And I actually learned that by watching another video. So anyway, we're using the black, the flat black from Ammo by MIG, which is nice and dark, and it's in there. The color that we're going to be going over that with lightly is NATO Black. And the NATO Black from Tamiya isn't a true dark black. It's more of a dark gray. And you're going to see when we paint it the difference between the coat of paint for the cloak itself and how this will show up darker with a little light coat up the sides here, not really much too over. Man, I can't speak today. Not too much over the black. This way that comes through and we can see the shadows. And then I don't know really how much highlighting we can do on this guy. I may do a little light gray, not a light gray, but a darker gray that'll show up at the bottom here like dust and stuff. And I don't think I'm going to do his little rope over here that holds his whole cloak together in black. Probably going to do it in another color, maybe a brownish or something like that. Just where there's something a little different on him than just having him black the whole way through. Just break it up just a little around his waist and right over here. Give the eyes something else to look at. So let's get over to the bench. Well, actually, we're at the bench. Let's get over to painting this guy. So before we get going on painting him, I gotta stir up my NATO Black, and I used to do it with a toothpick, or a lot of us like to shake these things. I tell you what, if you haven't seen me say it before, get a paint mixer. I love this Badger airbrush paint mixer. I got it for I think 10 bucks on Amazon. Dude, this thing is the best thing ever. You just put it in first before you flick it on. Otherwise you're gonna get paint all over the place. Turn that sucker on, just go around the bottom. And if you remember, or you know how Tamiya sometimes gets nice and thick at the bottom from the separation, the pigments are all at the bottom and the thinner is at the top. This thing mixes it up perfectly. You just have to do it for a few seconds and it's done. So if you haven't yet, get yourself a paint mixer. It doesn't have to be the Badger one. I just like the Badger one. Get one. It makes your life easier, especially on the bottles that this can fit into. Sorry about the air compressor, but we're going to start painting this guy up. Now with the solid parts like this, sorry my hands was in the way, the solid parts here, you can go on with your regular spray technique, a heavy coat, medium coat, light coats, however you like to. When you're going over the black itself, you want to go mist coats. You really want your next color to be very light so that shows up and you're going to get the shadow effect behind it. And I may switch over to my chrome because of the spray pattern on that. I can control a lot better than I can control with the Badger 105. The 105 is a great airbrush, but it won't lock into place when I want to do something really skinny like in between here. So I'm probably going to be flopping in and out between two airbrushes to paint this guy up. But like I said, on the bigger spots, and this I'm going to go really slow on because I don't want to overspray on anything else I've done. And if I just whip the needle all the way back, it's just going to all over the place, and I don't want that to happen because then I'm just going to cover up and it's a wasted layer of paint on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray up this, and then I'm going to do light coats over the black, a very, very light coat. This way it shows through, and I'll be back. So we got the NATO black back on him. It's a little difficult to see on the camera, but you can notice in the creases here that it is darker, especially coming around. You can see as I rotate, when the light hits on it, it's darker inside the creases. Especially there, you can see the thicker creases much better than the thinner creases. So it just gives it that little extra depth. And what I like about the bigger figures, depending on how the light is hitting it, the highlights and shadows come along a lot easier. And you can see inside the sleeves there and inside the hood of his cloak, it's much darker than the inside. And now, if I could get it close enough, I'm going to show you a Bob Ross Happy Accident, which I think I'm going to use. Okay, on this sleeve here, you can see right over here, I missed some black, and the primer's coming through with this really light gray just on the tips. And I really like how that looks. So once he dries and I flat coat him, I'm going to break out the pastels, shave some off, and I think we're going to do the outer edges, that really light gray, just to give it a little highlight on those. I think that looks pretty cool, and it's a little different than all the other kits that I've seen. So I took the gray pastel, a lighter gray, and I shaved it down, and that's actually right over here. And what I did was I took the brush and I randomly, just at the bottom a little bit up and down, went across the bottom of his cloak, just to give it like a dusty effect. This guy's been around forever, traveling the earth, and God knows where to take people's souls. So I did a little dirtying up, dusting over there. And if you can see, I really try to do it light around the sleeves. I got to take a little off there. That's a little too much. But around the cuffs of the sleeves, I did the same thing, and then just a little bit around the tattering over there, just to give him a little bit of color and make him look a little dirty, since he is traveling around all over the place. So this is where we got up to on the Grim Reaper today. I got his skull in there, his hand, and you can see on the bottom I used the pastels to make it look like dust on the bottom of his robes. We got the dark in the creases, and the next thing I'm going to do, probably not in this video, is we're going to work on his rope belt, which won't be black. I want to make that probably a brownish color just to have something stand out on him instead of all the black. And I'm not sure yet, but I don't think I'm going to put the hourglass on his waist over here. I think I'm going to do something different with it. something a little crazier, or creepier I should say. And the next video we'll probably do his belt and the scythe in his other hand and get him out of the way, and then we'll start working on the base. Well, that's it for this video on the Grim Reaper guy over here. So next week we'll be doing, or next week, whenever I get a chance, I'll be doing more on him. And don't forget, go check out Metalhead Minis, subscribe, hit the little notification icon. This way you got a chance at the giveaway. Plus, there's some pretty awesome videos over there, so go check those out. SciFiantasy Halloween build and SciFiantasy Christmas giveaway and SciFiantasy Secret Santa swap. All those things are going on. But anyway, thanks again for stopping by and checking out the video. I hope you liked it, and don't forget also subscribe to modelerstube.com and post your videos. We'll see you all soon. Take care and bye-bye.